Hi everyone, I'm really glad we've made it till part 3, so get ready because we're about to learn something new. In part 1 of this lesson, we studied reported statements. In part 2, we studied reported questions, and in this part, we will learn requests, commands, and suggestions. Can you write on the board, Cherry? So, what did the teacher ask Cherry to do? The teacher asked Cherry to write on the board. And this would be our indirect speech. Want to hear some good news? Here you go. There is no backshift of tenses with requests in reported speech. I knew that would make you happy. It's true because we use the infinitive and there is no need to worry about a tense. But still, we may need to change pronouns as well as time and place. Now let's look at this example. Direct speech. They asked, "Could you stay with us today?" Indirect speech. They asked me to stay with them the day before. We usually introduce reported requests with the verb ask. The structure is very simple. For a positive request, we use the reporting verb asked plus noun or pronoun plus to plus the infinitive. For a negative request, we use the reporting verb asked plus noun or pronoun plus not plus to plus the infinitive. Please don't be late. Now, how can we report this negative request? She asked me not to be late. Not plus to plus the infinitive.
I said, do your homework.
Hey, Alex! What did your father tell you? He told me to do my homework. The verb tell is often used to report commands. But there are often verbs we can also use. Verbs like shout, demand, warn, command, insist, threaten, etc. Want to hear some good news again? Well, there is no backshift of tenses with commands, no matter which tense is used. I'm really glad you're feeling so excited. So, let's go back to our example. My father told me to do my homework. So the form here goes like to plus infinitive of the verb. And this is positive command. Don't cry! Hey, Tom, what did your mom tell you not to do?
She told me not to cry.
Don't cry, the mother told her son. Indirect speech. My mom told me not to cry. As you can see, for negative commands, the form goes like not plus to plus the infinitive. Hey, let's watch a film together. Why don't we watch a film together? How about watching a film together? Do these sentences sound like requests or commands? Nope, of course not. These are all suggestions. Now, how do we report suggestions? Suggestions are more often reported using the verbs suggest, insist, recommend, etc. There are two possibilities for reported speech: gerund or statement with should. Now, let's look at this example. Direct speech. Let's watch a film together, she suggested. Indirect speech. She suggested watching a film together. And here we have the gerund, verb plus ing. 2. She suggested that we should watch a film together. So here, statement with should. And that is always optional. 3. We can also say she suggested we watch a film. Now let's have a look at some other transformations. Expressions of advice with must, should, and ought to are usually reported using advice or urge. Example, you must read this book, or you should read this book, or you ought to read this book. Indirect speech, he advised me to read that book, or he urged me to read that book.
Je ne sais pas à quoi tu t'attendais. Avec moi, y a pas d'histoire, c'est juste un ami.